Hey, it's Kevin from Metalworks Institute, and I'm here to show you how to make a sick lead on this Analogue Moog Voyager. So, an Analogue Voyager right in front of us here. We have 3 oscillators to work with, and we're going to make the fattest sound possible. One of the tricks is start easy, okay? Start with one oscillator that we're going to use over here. A nice Sawtooth Lead, I call it, which is essentially a way to have a nice harmonically rich sound. Sounds like this with one sawtooth at different octaves here. We have, let's start one at 32 pull, which, fun fact, 32 pulls is how long the pipe was in an organ. That's what Bob Moog named these things after. So to produce that frequency, it's 32-foot long pull. Now, that's good and all, and we can kind of hear the fatness coming out of it, but we're going to spice it up with the second oscillator here in the mix. And with that playing, I'm going to try it out at different octave compared to the first one. So you have already one octave higher from oscillator 1, and we have a nice rich fat tone coming through. The nice thing about oscillator 2 and 3 on here is we can fine tune them. Okay, if they're perfectly in tune on an analog synth, that doesn't mean much, okay? It means they're relatively close to in tune, but still you can hear some kind of phasing and a little bit of pitch drifting, they call it, in the oscillator. So one of the nice things about having this ability, though, is going out of tune purposefully, and we call that fat or warm, okay? So that's a nice kind of term for that, and you can hear it. Okay, without oscillator 2. With it. That's good in my book. Now, let's try a third oscillator in there, just to go an extreme setting. Bring that, say, up an octave, and maybe turn the volume down slightly. Okay. Yeah, that's probably good. Also a sawtooth. So I have 3 sawtooth waves now. And I'm going to kind of play with my filter and the resonance on there. Yeah, slight bit of resonance I like, and some spacing, which just means it's actually 2 filters in one, and it'll slightly be different cutoff frequencies on the left side versus the right side when you space them differently. So it gives this nice 3D stereo effect, which is very pleasing. So we're almost there to a nice fat lead. One of the things I like to put in a lead is have some glide on, which is called Portamento or sliding. Okay, sliding is when you play a note and a consecutive note after it. It's going to take its sweet time to get there based on the glide rate over here. So glide rate will affect, you hear that sliding, right? So relatively medium slide will give you that kind of thing. Now, finally, I'd say I'm going to get this mod wheel over here and pitch bend assigned. Now, pitch bend on the Moog is already assigned, but the mod wheel, we're going to tell it to, here's the mod wheel bus, meaning this, when I bring it up, it's going to affect its destination, which on here is the pitch of the whole machine. So all of the oscillators will go pitch drifting based on my LFO at that shape, which is a triangle. So watch this. When I turn that amount up and the mod wheel's up, we hear what's a wild vibrato. Here's a ton of it. Okay. Now a more reasonable amount. Right around there, and then now we have a fat synth lead. So there you have it. a Moog Voyager Synth Lead, all analog oscillators, analog filter. We applied some vibrato there with the mod wheel. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to learn more, check out metalworksinstitute.com.